Okay, so good morning and good evening, everybody. And once again, welcome back in today's class. Okay, so today we are going to be discuss advanced part of the ServiceNow scripting. I will not say it's an advanced. It is a second part of the scripting that is called the server side script. Okay, so in the client side, we see that I can perform or I can do client script and UI policies. In the server side, we have mainly two things. Even though in the server side we have 6 or 7 type of scripting, but as per our agenda we have only two things. That is, number one is called the business rule and second is called the UI action. In these two, there's no concept of called drag and drop. No tick box, no check box where you can say my work done. No, nothing. If you want to perform any action, you have to be write the code. And to write the code, you can use the server side classes. So now let's understand what is UI action first. So I'm here and let me, what happened? What happened? Why it's not working? Good. So now if I click here, let it be load completely. And let me say I open change. And anything change, incident, anything you open, we can take example. Now this is a list view. In this list view, there's a few options which is called the UI action. Like these button are the UI action. These all options are the UI action. Not this one, this. Okay. Now if I scroll down, same thing will be available. Okay, it's not be there. Good. Let me open this change. In this change form, these buttons, not these two. These two are not the UI action. This is something has been given by ServiceNow in the Utah release. Okay, but these are not the UI action. These are something UX actions, something, but not the UI actions. But these four are the UI actions. If you right click here, these all context menu is a UI action. If you click on this additional action, these all are the UI action. So now for each one, this has a specific code has been written in the background. If I scroll down, if you can see these options under the related links, these are again the UI action. These are again UI action. Now we will see that how I can create a UI action. And if we try to write some code, we'll write a code as well. So to do this part, let's go and search for the UI action and you can click on the system def UI actions. So now you can see in my PDI, I have 3,150 are the UI actions. These one. Let's say how many are on the incident table. Total 32 are the UI action has been mentioned on the or created on the incident table. Let's see. Add new. Let's say save is a common one. Save or change is the common one. Let's say where it has been mentioned. Now you can see save button also 140 times it has been created with the same name, but on the different tables, on the different logics they have created it. like this. But this is something, a global one, which is applicable for everybody, but some different code, but it's on the workspace specifically, not on the form action. Now, if I'm going to create a UI action, I'll go here. This is the big form. I can say my button name is LNG. Okay, on which table you want to create this button? I want to create on the, let's say, change request. This one. Now let me save this one. And let open the change request in the separate window. In the separate window, let's open and see what happened to my UI action. I click here. And let's say this. So my button is not available here. Why? Because it is still not 100% configured. Only the definition has been created, but I did not put a placement that it should come here, 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 or it should come here, it should come here, it should come down where it should be appearing. That placement is missing. So now these options, these set options, are mainly for the placements only. Right? This one. I want this to be appear on the form as a button. Yes. I want this should be appear on the context menu. This right click. Yes. I want it should be available on the form link. Here down. Here I want. Okay. Now, how you want to show this button on the form? As a primary, as a destructive, as a unstyled. If I say, guys, do you find any difference between these two buttons or these four buttons? All common. All are the blue color labeled and blue color text, background black. But did you guys notice when you travel in any of the public transport, plane, train kind of things or buses, there's a place which says it's an emergency door. And that is always with the some separate color format so that it is easy for people to recognize it. So this is what the destructive says. List banner button. List banner means at this particular place. Sorry, underscore list or do I think. This particular place. This is list banner because it is on the list view. And remember, guys, these words are important. These terms are important. Why? Because in the examination, the question came specific on this term's name only. So here I want to be sure I can do that part. Okay, I said yes. In the bottom, I said yes. In the list context menu here, I said yes. List choices in this area. I need it, yes. List link in the down. I'll show you when we're done. And how you want to show on the list view. It is on the form style. It is on the list style. I said list style should be unstyled. And let's click on the save. Let's click on the save. And now let's reload these two pages to see the changes. So once it has been loaded, we can see our button should be available on the form view. See, it's in the destructive format in the red color. because it should look something different. It's not I'm putting intentionally for everybody. I'm saying only in case of emergency, click on this button. And if you come here, now let's say here. So we have a LNG training. Now let's say here, I have a LNG training. Let's scroll down. I have a LNG training. I have a this thing. Why it's appearing? Because we have selected these options. Now let's see on the list part. Unstyled. So like this. Coming. If you see, you can see LNG training here. If you want to scroll down, you can see here as well. Bottom. Let me try to scroll down and see. So it is coming from these particular options. Now, because there's nothing much we need to be discussed. This is little important. In which sequence it should displayed. And order play a very vital role, as I already told you guys. Order field decide how the sequencing will work. Either in the execution part, either in the display part. 100 means it will start from here or here or here like this. Maybe you change it to the 500 or 600, 700. Maybe then this button should appear so very far. So order you can decide it. Action name. This is what for the front end user. This is for the back end. I said emergency. Now this is important. Do you want to show this button when you are creating a record? Let's say I am creating a change. Do you think I need to show update button here or the delete button here? No, because until unless it is not saved in the database, what I will delete. So that is again user or the business requirement that where they want to show this part. Same goes for the update. So we can do this part. Client. This is basically for the compatibility of the client script and the, because I told UI action is the server side scripting. But if you see, or if you remember in that book, we say UI action is a client side scripting as well. So with this checkbox and need to write some code here, I call it in the client side as well. Now let's say Atul, this button is good, submit. But I want to override this button. I don't want to show this button. But I want this button code should become here plus more code should be there. So you can do the override as well. Which button I want to be override? I want to override with the submit button on the change table. So maybe I can search for the submit like this. But there's a lot of submits. Then I need to use the reference qualifier to see that on which table I'm talking. Submit, let's see on the change. Yeah. No, I guess not sure that which submit button is there, but let's say this one. So now it is overwriting my submit button or this submit button. This is what the one thing. Second part is this scripting. Or I want to show this button when some condition should be happen, not before that. So I have to be write the condition here. Let me open the UI action in the other window as well to show you that how it's work. Let's say I'll pick up something on the change table. Let's say request approval. Okay. Now if I submit this, so I'll get the new statement. So now I can see this request approval. See, due to this button addition, this button go on the top. So I want that this button only should be available. Progress change in the life cycle. Let's see from where it is becoming. It is coming from this comment. Hint, sorry, progress changes into life cycle. Or progress changes to the authorized state. Spelling galat hai. Okay, and now you can see that they have a function called move to authorize. And on the function they have write the small code. But what they have in the condition, this is important. Because I told you that UI action is a pure development, guys. We cannot do any checkbox, any tick box, nothing can be done. You can see there's nothing called this checkbox or something you can do. There's no actions are there. So this thing, move to authorize, and under this you have a condition. GS dot has role. GS is glide system. It is a server side scripting. Has role ITL SN change right, means anybody or the user who has any of these two role and new change from UI current is authorized available, and means on the current change record, if in the background flow the authorize, sorry, not here, it should be here, assess authorized like this, because it's a normal change, so it's showing like this. Only then it should move forward. And what it do, it should set the value to -3. -3 is for the assess. Want to verify? See, not -3, I guess, for the authorize. So -3 is authorize it. Assess is -4. Set value this GS FT submit null form element state model. So this is one of the change model, or I can, sorry, not change model, I can say flow I'm calling here. And then I am moving forward. So remember one thing very clearly, and your view must be clear here. In this area, you have to be write the code. That's for sure. You can maybe one liner, maybe two liner. So now you can see current dot update. Yes, we know this thing. But this is point. This is a flow. So control and click on this. I guess this will be open somewhere. No. So this is what the UI action do. Let me show you some other UI action as well. Let's say not submit here. Copy change. This one. Let me open this and I go here. Copy change. I want to copy the fields, or I want to copy the change. These things are part of the ITSM trainings, ITSM implementation. So don't be complained, Atul, you're not telling these things, because these things are well explained and well detailed discussion has been happening in the ITSM part. Why? Because I appeared for the training. I know that these things they teach in very, very clearly manner. So let's see what is the copy change. Order is number 25. Why? So that they want to show it on the quickly basis. So maybe save is 20, this is 25, this is 31, 32, 35, like this they have mentioned. And see, this is only for the context menu. This side only. There's no button here or here. That's all. No other place. You can see there's nothing is called here. So this is what this part. And it is only available on the update, not on the insert. They're calling it from the client part. From client script, they're calling it. And now they have a function called on copy change click. And this condition कब available होगा? This utility. So this is a utility. Change utility is a ServiceNow utilities. Is copy change enable current? And then they have a these many big code as mentioned there. Glide AJAX is one of the important. Again, from the development perspective, Glide AJAX is an important concept, and that you can learn in that book easily. There's a concept has been given because it is too technical to guide you, to show you, or not show you, to tell you. It's very tough. What I can think here, because if I have techie guy, then I can tell you that okay, what this function is doing. Basically, when we use the glide AJAX, as per my understanding, when we want to call a UI action in the client script somewhere, or I guess vice versa, not 100% sure, but you can check there in that book. You will find out. If you see here in this one, see AJAX call. So they're using this one. Yeah. So the client AJAX needs to put AJAX call, pass the relevant parameter. It is a server side AJAX. Sorry, client side AJAX. It means I'm using something which is available on the form, but data is coming from the background. Then we can use this part. Go to URL, literally no idea for me. Small code, but it's a good one. Okay. Everybody on this part. Any doubt, any question? Please ask. Because in this I can just tell you this much. Maybe if we write any code here, we have to write the function and then we can write a code. Let's say on this on LNG. Okay. Like this on copy, or let's say this one. And let me copy this function this. We don't have alert here. This one alert. Let's save this. Let's see will our code will work or not. That is more important for us to understand, right? So now let's go and reload this page so that the latest configuration come in the form level. Now let me click on this LNG training. Let it be settled down. Okay, done. So now this thing, it means if we have an understanding about the form database level point, we can do this thing. And to do this part, you can pick up some examples. Let me show you here. Client side and it is gone. Server side scripting and business. Let me pick up some examples. So like this thing. So they have a business rule here that you cannot delete the director of any user. And this is what they have a code here. Sorry, it's a business rule. We are on the UI action, my bad. Here. Like this. Current dot assign to gs dot get user ID. What button code I'm saying? Let's say I want to get a new button here assigned to me. And then I want this code to be happen. So this is, and see, they have put in the condition as well. When it will work, first get the user and is a member of, is if is the user is member of this particular group, only then run this code. So it is like if condition and it is their output. Now, one thing more important in the UI action. If you see here, we have a workspaces where you want to show this UI action actually. Other than form, we have the workspaces as well. Like this. You can add your code here. Generally, we don't do any kind of a modification in the workspace easily because that is not easily customizable, I can say. And require role. Who can run or who can use this button to run the code? Maybe I can say only the change manager. The person who has a change manager role, only he or she can run this code. Let's see, do we have any code here? No, they did not have any entry here. Good. So this is what we can do in the UI actions. Easy hai, but again, it is pure development. This is a pure development, and not this one. Anything which you do in the UI in the server side, these all are the pure developments. Now, any question before we proceed further? Anybody? Okay, good. Now let's do the second part of the server side. It's called the business rule. These are little interesting, but again, you cannot do any drag and drop kind of things there completely. This one. So now what happened? I want, before I click on the update, I want some correction, some editing, some information should be checked, and after that it should save in the database. Let's say I'm filling a form, I'm booking a ticket, and I put my age, date of birth, I put my wife date of birth, and I put my son date of birth. When I click on the submit, before it gets stored in the database, it displays a message that you are traveling 1 kid, 2 adults. Are you sure it is correct information kind of things? If I say OK, then it will go in the background. It is not a UI policy I'm saying. It is a server side scripting because it is going there before you save or after you save. Let's say once I submit a form, I got a PNR number. That is after business rule. So here the important point from the interview perspective, from the CS examination perspective, that we have a business rule which run in the 4 types. Concept is same, but it is good point is that here you can avoid scripting as well, and you can do some action with the drag and drop, but few only, not much. Let's say I go here, I put it my creating LNG world. On which table I want to go? Let's say I want to go for the change request. Did you notice? See, this is a collection table. Now, when to run? It is important. When you want to run. And these 4 options are important from the interview and the CS examination. I can run my business rule before it save into the database. After it's saved, I want to delete something and I want to query something from the database. So it is like this part you can do. If you want complete, you can do complete as well. Nothing to be worried on that part. This is a simple database. I said before I save, before my data gets saved in the database, I want this action should be performed. If you want to put any condition, you can put. Let's say I say when the short description contains LNG, only then this business rule should work. Okay. And now action. What I want to do. I want that category should be changed to telecom. Short description. Let's say description to learn and I want this action to be done, but before it's saved in the database. It means in the database, I want these values should be go. You want to add a message? Yes. Thanks for contacting. Or you want to abort some action? You can put this. Then it will come yes and no kind of option will come. We'll see this part. This is a simple business rule. Let me click on the save here. And there's a no button. Remember, there's a no button. Now let me go here and change this to NG. Okay. Now short description contain this category software. Now if I click on the save here. Nothing work. It did not change anything. What happened? It should show some message as well. It is not showing. Thanks for contacting. So this is a set value I'm doing, set to same as. Acha, ha. Acha, short description contains, that's fine. Did we save this? Maybe we did not save this. Let me try again. Now let's save this. No, something going wrong. Not sure what is be happening here. Literally no idea. Or let's create a new change. Let's copy this change. And now try to submit this. Now it's working. See, thanks for contacting, but still it is not changing the category and neither changing this thing. Why? That need to be C. Category set value telecom, description set value this. Not sure why it's not be changing it. But yes, our UI action is working. That's fine. Thanks for connecting. It means message is coming, but only one thing which you have to be see that why it's not picking up the category and this part. Now, if I want to make a change, I can make it as a after update as well. Let's say like this. After update, it should show me this thing. Then let me now I'll update it. And let me update 3000 to 30,002. Sorry. Now you can see message is coming, and now let's open that change. Yes, now you can see category has been changed to telecom and learn and grow is working. Good. It means our code is working fine here. Before you delete, you can put. And if you want to query, you can put. So this is the simple business rule. No scripting is required here. But if I click on the advanced, then it change. Sorry, now let me correct it. Okay. Now, sorry, insert means when I click on the save or the submit button, then it should work. Update means when I click on the update button, then it will work. Now, if you click on the advanced, I'm getting the advanced topic as well here. And here, when this is important. This is what I told you earlier. Sorry, my bad. So when I say advanced, it says before you save your data, before you insert, do you want to run this business rule? I said yes. Or before update, yes. Or before delete, yes. Or after update, you want to display this message. So if we are using the simple one, these 4 cases, it will go by default. Insert means save button, submit button, update means update button, delete means delete button. But if I'm adding when to run, it specify before you are saving the data or after saving data. Let me click this. And now let's keep our code like this only and save. And let's copy this change again. Change this here to hardware. OK, and let's say now it says I want this business rule should run before I say or before it save the data in database. We updated, right? So I'll go here and now I click on the submit. And now logically I should get a message. Not sure why it's not working for this thing. But value has been changed. Value has been changed. That's fine. Good. So value has been changed for us. OK, so in this part, it is important from the interview perspective that it can be asked when a business will run. So you can say it can run before, after, asynchronous or display. We will discuss this part. Asynchronous, very important. And it should be done before, sorry, it should run on insert, update, when and on. Insert, update, delete and query. Now, if I change to display, then there's a nothing. Display means I'm just running any query. When you go here and you write this thing. When you click on this run button, right? Let's say I'm creating this and click on the run button, then only display run. Before display, it should give a message. Asynchronous has an important part. I'm sure you heard a term called the round robin. In operating system, this is a very good concept. Here the asynchronous means that let's say now let's take example. Do you think that in a given point of time, only you are the one who are using the Amazon Prime or Amazon and ordering the same product? Definitely no. There are the million of users using the Amazon that at the same time and ordering the same product. So this asynchronous says don't wait to get the result. Please display a message to the user. So like what happened, I tell you, whenever or if you book a flight ticket, not from the website, from the third party website like Ease My Trip or Book My Trip or Book My these things websites. Sometimes what happened, you click, you done the payment, but you did not get your PNR number or you did not get your itinerary on the time. This is what asynchronous rule is running in the background. Because on the same time, a lot of people are booking the same flight ticket. So if system stuck for you, then how will proceed further? So this is, let's keep the everything in bucket and I'll run in as per my capacity in the background. So this is what asynchronous. Generally, If you ask for developer, they say use the asynchronous, not the synchronous. Synchronous means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Asynchronous means multiple things are running in the background. I don't know. I as a human being, I don't know that how the system is running that part. But it's a system. See, it's a code. A human being only build this system, not the code build this system. Someone who write a code for this one, he or she know that how asynchronous working. But in practice, in the practical part, if you're using, then you can use this part asynchronous, before insert, after insert, sorry, insert, update, delete, and query part. And now here you can go and write the advanced if you want to show any data. Because why it's saying current and previous? Because business will work on the two values, what was earlier and now what you're sending me, because it's going to be in the database. Now, if I come here and see the business rule, and let's say how many business rule on the, or what business rule is on the changed part. See, change request, about change on the group, add changed by, or let's say actual start date and date validation. It's very good. And see the order number 9, number 65. Because the reason being, because you're writing a business rule, you're writing business rules on a single table. So you have to define the sequence. Like if say Pulkit invited me at his house, sir, aap dinner pe aiye. I said, okay, I'll come. So he has a sequence that first sir will come, I'll give water, then cold drink, then coffee, then starter, then main course, then dessert, then pan, and all the things will be there. Because he know the order. If he say, no, sir, I unko sabse pehle dessert de do. Then we'll give water after half an hour. Then main course, then after that starter. No. So this order is very much important. So now you can see what it's saying. It will run before insert or update. When actual start date is not empty and actual end date is not empty. Again, these are the fields on the change table. If not empty, then I have to be checked here. Some small code they have mentioned. Not sure what they mentioned, 50 years, milliseconds kind of thing they have converted. So they write the code here. Again, I'm saying try to use the business rule without coding itself. That will be more and much better. But the problem is that we cannot achieve a lot of things with this support. Okay. Here everybody till this point. Because with this we have done with the business rule as well. This is what I know, so I want to be tell you the same thing. Any doubt, any question, any clarification? Good. Now let's see some another topics as well. Not in the depth, but in the overview part. Because I noticed this part that sometime it has been asked that what type of scripting available, do you know the scripting and all the things will be there here. This one. Let's see what is the scheduled jobs. Do you remember that when we are doing the reporting and I told you that in the report you can schedule as well. This is what it's scheduled job. What is the benefit of the scheduled job? Let's say I want after at the midnight, or let's say example, in our WhatsApp, we have a functionality that my WhatsApp should take a database backup every night 2 o'clock. This is what? This is a scheduled job. The alarm clock, what we have, that is a scheduled job. That is a scheduled job, right? So how it can be done in ServiceNow? Let's come here and search. Jobs, here you can find out. Schedules, and I can see this one, scheduled jobs. Click here. Again, some coding is required here. So now you can see these are the when it should be run. And let's say our schedule job. This one. I'll put LNG. When you want the next action should perform. I want next action should be performed 24th. Calendar. Monday to Friday. Like scheduling I'm saying. Job ID job script. Run script job. It means you have written some code here which will be running when you want to get this thing done. System ID, I'm not sure that what is system ID is. Literally no idea on that part. And here you can mention your script. Let me pick up some schedule job. Trigger, repeat, active learning. Let's see anything on the incident. Auto close, yes, good. Auto close is a good one. Auto close means I want after every 7 days, all the incident which has been op in the resolved state should be moved to the closed state automatically. This is what the schedule job I'm writing it here. So this is what they have right. And there is some script name is incident auto close. And repeat after 1 hour. After every and interval 10 days. After 10 days, it go and run at 1 o'clock in the midnight. Now I'm not sure that what is this script, which script it is this. FS script name, I guess it is something else. Let me see some other one. Anything on the change. Good. Change calendar, change conflict detection 1 month away, 1 week away. So now you can see complete code has been mentioned here. So sad service now did not edit this part here. Script editor, come on. The reason or the thing I'm telling you, because it can be asked you in the interview as well, that do you know that where to write the schedule jobs? So you should say yes, you know. This is what the place here. Literally, I have no idea, so I cannot tell that how it has been written or what is being mentioned here. But I'm surprised that service now don't have a script editor here. Come on. Okay. Let me take a note. Or maybe something is coming from the background, I'm not sure. Okay. Now, one thing is this. Second part is the background scripts. Are very important. Background scripts are scripts which is run in the background. And this called the fixed scripts as well. Let's say I have a 20 or 30 records and I want to be update their manager. Or let's say I have a 2000 record and I want to be update their manager. Then we can use the background scripts. But it is just an example. Changing the data is not that much easy in ServiceNow once the record has been created. And this is another common problem or a common requirement you get in your projects as well. Let's say in the beginning, customer says, OK, I'm happy with this option, these 5 options or these 10 options. And after 1 month or 2 months, he says, no, Pulkit, can you add 5 more options here and remove these 3? Then what to do? Yeah, Pulkit is smart. He said, yes, I will remove. Remove kya? What to do? Go to sys choice table and inactive it. But what happened to the reportings? What happened to the existing data? It's like someone came to your house and say, hey, you have to vacate the house. OK, I'll vacate it. But where you will go if you vacate it? What is your new address? How the people will reach out to you? So this is very common scenario in almost projects I work. I found this thing. In the beginning, customer say yes, I'm happy with this out of the box. And after some time, no, I need something more changes here. Specifically, the problem came where you have these drop down options, checkbox option. So best example, if you remember approximately 3, 4, 5 years back, if you're filling any form, only 2 options were there under the column sex, male and female. Now it has a 4 columns, male, female, transgender, and not prefer to answer it. These are the checkbox. Oh, sorry, these are the radio buttons. If you're adding a new one, then definitely it can going to impact my previous records as well. So this is a good place. Fixed script is a good place. But if you run, if you execute, and if you commit, rollback is not that much easy. This is what this fix script says. Sorry, fix script says. You write the code and then it will be done for you. When manually run the script, it's done. Here they have a editor, but on that place they don't have editor. Let me see the background as well. Oh, we have the background scripts as well. Nice. I forget. This is what. This is which you run in the background. Like if I try var lng is equal to new glide record and now if I run this script, it will fetch the results for me. Oh, it's giving me error. Wow. Script completed in the global script missing before this statement. It said this is the wrong statement. Something wrong. What wrong? Need to check. Query करें इसको. And now let's run this. Still null in the line. Lng new glide. बताओ what is the wrong, guys, here? Anybody can tell me?
Function. So glide record function is not working. No,
but why not working? Expected dot. See, it should work, right? Let's see a copy here. We are in the background scripts, right? Sometimes I'm happy to do these things. Script examples, background scripts. I'm telling you, this book is a wonderful book, guys. It is got background scripts. Again in the background, but more thing I need to be tell, so I'll be telling you they don't have any example of background script. Come on. No, not sure what is be wrong here. Let me see here, background scripts. A run script in scope. See, they're doing the same thing which we're doing. Should run, right? Maybe let's do it like this. Let's copy it and run. See, now it's running. What wrong we have done? So now it's done. Now if you, so what it's been doing here, if you see this code, it is running a query where category is software and it is updating or deleting it like this. Next, and delete record. It deleting all the records. So that is what I'm saying. Before you commit, it is very much important you verify everything. That is what the purpose of the background scripts, because you cannot go here and cannot get the list view and update the details. So this is the kind of a background work. How to do this part. So this is a background script and this is a fixed scripts. When you want to fix something, both are the different concepts, but for the developers, both are the good concepts. But be careful when you are doing this part. Let's say every night I'm running a script called the fix script, which what it will do, it will go and check all my records and anything which is be showing LNG should be replaced with the learn and grow. Go and check the short description where it's found LNG, it should replace with the learn and grow. This is a fixed script I'm doing. But background scripts is basically to make some correction. You can do the same thing in this part as well. But if you want to maintain a record, better to go for the fixed scripts. Okay, this is the another important point which you need to be see here. So scheduled job is check this thing. Workflow scripts, when you write the code in the workflow activities. There's an option called the script in the workflow as well. So you can write the code as well. So now the thing is that I just say service now moving to the low code, completely low code. No need to be write big codes to you, but still the environment, the industry where we're working, business are so demanding. They need new things every time. And to do this part, it is not possible that we can always drag and drop. We have to be write some code. This is what we are doing here. One thing which is even I missed out, but I want to be discussed with the UI pages. So let's say if I log out and if I click on this from where this page is coming, or if I click on this forget password from where this page is coming, this is the UI pages. See, it's not coming from the table. It is coming from the .do UI pages. So there are two things. One is the UI pages and one is the macros. Okay, let's go here. I know I'm giving a lot of information because this is only the time when I can tell you about from the development perspective. In the complete sessions, we never discuss much in the development part. And these are the actual core things you have to be work day in, day out. So now I'll go here and search for the UI pages. And let me open this. I'll show you what is the UI page example. Yes, precision how to wear it. So now you can see here password, right? PWD. C. Password is set. Password new. Password error. Let's see. It is again. So now you can see how much big code it is, because we have to be defined complete. What I can say, CSS, HTML, everything you have to put it there. So it is a UI 1. And it is a complete HTML code. Under that we have a client script as well. Then these things will work. Now one more thing, let me log in again here and open this thing, because this is again I learned in my previous experience. If I click on this part, calculate risk, not this one here. Okay, I don't have this thing. I don't have a plugin. So when I click, there's an option called the risk assessment. If I click on that, a pop-up page has been opened because I don't have plugin activated in my instance. But there's an option here called the risk assessment. If I click on this, a pop-up window open. And those are called the macros. Macros or UI pages? Macros, I guess. Let's see. UI macros, yes. So if you go in this book, you will find, I guess, that as well, macros if they mention. Scripting advanced server side. No, they don't have anything on this part. Something similar on the password or the UI pages only we have. Activity general and activity inputs kind of things. So again, because those are day in, day out for you guys. So from the development, let me repeat and then we'll close for the today's session. Number one, for the development, you should be a good in the client script, in the UI policy, in the UI action, specifically not in the UI action, specifically in the, and UI action is a pure customization. If you're creating a new UI action, you're doing the customization. UI policies is a configuration. Client script is a customization. Okay, business rules, you need to be work a lot of time you have to work on the business rule. Okay, then background script, fixed scripts, scheduled jobs is again you need to work but less. Other than this, you need to be work on the workflow scripting, because every time I cannot achieve everything from the workflow only. I have to do some scripting, so that is another part. And the last, UI pages and the macros. This combine, these 7-8 points combine and make you a developer. And your questions in the interview, the question will be around that only. Can you create this code? How you create this code? So in the interview, you have to be think that what is the best approach? Shall I go for the out of the box? Shall I go for the UI policy? Shall I write my code? So you have to be understand these things very, very, very carefully, guys. Any question now? Any doubt? Any question? Okay. Let me stop the recording and take a quick attendance now.